Hey, everybody. Hey, my Stampin' friends, and happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm doing something a little bit different today because I am not doing any stamping with you guys. I'm just going to share what is happening with my Statement of the Heart Award and Sweet Grace Ministries. So today I'm actually getting ready to head to Las Vegas for our backstage leadership event. So I am getting ready to leave here in a couple minutes. But I did want to come on. I did want to be live with you guys, and you might be finding me on YouTube. You might be finding me on Facebook. Either way, come on in, say hello, let me know that you're here. And I'm just going to share a little bit because a lot of you guys have been asking, and I didn't really have a lot of details to share. So I finally do. So many of you know that I work very closely with Sweet Grace Ministries. It is a ministry in my hometown of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and it was started to help support families who are dealing with infant loss, miscarriage, and neonatal death. So I have been part of the card making ministry side of things for many years, and a lot of you all have participated in sending cards and making cards for the ministry, and we will continue to do that absolutely. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. But every year, Stampin' Up! Does have a Statement of the Heart Award that is for a nonprofit organization that demonstrators are working with. And so I submitted my application and I actually won. So it has been almost a year, many months of just planning to see how this pans out and what we're going to do. And yay that we have travel now. So Sarah and Shelly, Shelly Gardner is the founder of Stampin' Up! And Sarah, her daughter, is the CEO. They will be actually coming to my town, and we are going to have my Statement of the Heart Award the same weekend that Sweet Grace is having their annual fundraiser walk. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today and let you know that there are ways that you can participate or be a part of, whether you're local or not local. So the walk is called A Walk to Remember. It is on October 14th. That is a Saturday. And it starts around 2:30 in the afternoon at Norlow Park, which is in Chambersburg, or actually technically I believe it's Fayetteville. So you can actually Google that. I will put the links in the description of this video so that you can click for more information. So it will be around 2:30 in the afternoon. Registration starts, and there's some things that are going on. And then the walk itself, actually, I think is like 5 or 5:30, kind of a sunset walk. It is not miles and miles. It is optional. If you don't want to walk, you just want to be there, you don't have to. But there will be a reading of the names of the babies who have passed, and then a memory walk. So there'll be lots of families there, lots of stampers there. I hope Sarah and Shelly will be there, and of course, many volunteers that help make Sweet Grace function. So the goal for Sweet Grace is to raise $150,000. That's what it takes to continue running this ministry every year. You can read about what all they do to support these families, from baskets to miscarriage. If you have a miscarriage, there's a special bag that has some mementos and some information and some help, support groups, burial gowns. Like, it's just amazing. And then I'm just helping with the card part of it, because our goal is that Sweet Grace should never have to buy a card to send out to these families. So I kind of am excited. This is the first time I've ever attended the walk myself. So I'm really excited to be there to support these families and just kind of help them know that these are the faces behind the cards that you get every single year. And maybe just put a little perspective on things for us as well. So Sarah and Shelly and I will actually have a table at the event for people to make cards. So they can either make them and take them themselves, or they can make them and donate them back to Sweet Grace should they choose. So stop by and see us if you're there and able to come in person. I do have a team that I started for the walk. So if you are local and you would like to come join us, it is called SU Difference Makers. And I hope to have lots of stampers and customers and friends and team members all joining me in that day. So I will again put that link in this description as well. I have it posted on my social media channels so that you can either join along with us. There is a virtual component. I do not know exactly how that works. So you might be able to find more information on Sweet Grace's website, and you can donate. So if you're not able to attend in person, absolutely, you're welcome to donate. My goal personally is to raise $1,000 for them. And I do have some fundraisers happening with stamping related, to get some information about that to kind of help along as well. So you can check out that information. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, registration's about 2:30 in the afternoon. The walk is about 5:30. There's some activities, there's some things to do. It's just kind of a time of fellowship and gathering. Sarah and Shelly will be there, and we will be hosting a card making session. So you're welcome to come and join us for that. So having said that, I wanted to share a little bit about the card making part. Maybe some of you guys aren't able to walk, you don't want to donate, but you would like to make cards, and I collect them all year long. So there is never a cutoff for when cards need to come in. I collect them all year. We send cards for Mother's Day. We send cards for Father's Day. And then we send the the thinking of you, praying for you, thoughts are with you type cards. And those go out on the anniversary of the baby's passing. So restrictions, not a ton of restrictions, but just a couple things that we like to keep in mind when you guys are creating your cards. You want to make sure that they are blank inside. Okay, do not put anything. I know as stampers, we want to make the guts pretty, but we cannot. You want to have them completely blank on the inside, because Sweet Grace will add scripture, prayer, poems, and handwritten messages. Every single card has a handwritten message every single year. There is a group that does that, and that is a lost art in itself, right? Writing cursive in these cards for the sentiment or the poem or scripture, whatever they're putting in. So make sure they're blank. You want to make sure they are our standard card size, right? The 5.5 by 4.25. When they get bigger than that, sometimes that's extra postage, or smaller than that. So just use our standard size card. You want to make sure that they are not too thick. So we don't want to have a lot of ribbons or buttons or blings or anything that would cause extra postage. So keep things fairly minimum when it comes to a thickness. Rule of thumb is usually 1/4 inch or thinner. Works perfectly. For the fronts, you can, Father's Day, Mother's Day, that's very specific, that we want those cards to say Mother's Day and Father's Day. They want to make sure that these parents are honored as mothers and fathers, even if their child is not here. So it is important, if you have Happy Father's Day and Happy Mother's Day, that is okay. I know sometimes that seems a little tough to have the happy in front of it when we know that we're sending them to a family who's experienced loss. And so what one of my amazing team members has done, Jen Alonzo, if you hop over to my Stamp with Jody B Facebook group. So if you go over to that Facebook group and ask to join, Jen has created PDFs with sentiments. So she has some for Father's Day, Mother's Day, and the thinking of you, the anniversary of the baby's passing. You can print those off. They are kind of alternate sentiments. So they might say thinking of you on Father's Day or praying for you on Mother's Day, which is so much easier to put on that card, I think, when, it's not always a happy occasions, but we do specifically want them to be Mother's Day, Father's Day. So you can print those off and use them. You can die cut them. You can punch them. You can just cut them out. There's tons of different sentiments on there. So they are pinned to the featured part of my Facebook group. You do not have to supply envelopes, but you can if you want. You do not need to supply stamps, but you can if you want. You can send them to Sweet Grace. You can use them as donation write-off, so you can make sure if you want to have a receipt, let them know. As for the cards, you want to kind of try to remember to keep things not baby-ish looking at all. So not really all pinks or all blues. Now, if you have pink and blue together and you have yellows and greens, that's fine. But we just don't want any specific baby looking cards, no baby stamps, that type of thing. You want to just run through the filter of the fact that these cards are going to someone who has experienced a tremendous loss. So if you feel like your paper or your colors are just too bright and upbeat and flashy and in your face, maybe that is not the right card for Sweet Grace. Just kind of tone things down a little bit. We don't want it looking, um, you know, it's weird to say, like, just run it through the filter that you are giving this to someone who has experienced a loss. Okay. So many times we do not have any issues with cards, but sometimes just we have to just have a thought and say, hey, would this be appropriate? Color or ink or stamp or paper, just to make sure. Because I know a lot of us are utilizing our hordes of paper, but sometimes there's just some papers that maybe are not quite what we're looking for. So just keep that in mind whenever you are doing that. On the back, you can do a handmade by or hand stamped by if you have one of those, but please do not link anything to you if you have a business or are a demonstrator. Okay. We don't want to be promoting ourselves in any way. These are cards going to families that we don't need to promote that we are demonstrators or put a website on the back or anything like that. But I know a lot of you like to do just handmade by and your initials, and that is okay. So that is it for the card making. If you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. Check out those PDFs that Jen made, because they really have made a difference in making a lot easier to make cards for these folks. And then again, check your schedules. If you are local, see if you are free on October 14th and plan on joining us for the walk, or check out the link and you can make a donation. Absolutely. So I am really excited. I will be spending the entire weekend with Sarah and Shelly, and then there probably at some point will maybe be a video and some photos that are available. So I'll share those so that you guys can see, because I know some of you are long distance and would not be able to attend. Some folks had asked me, can children come? Absolutely. This is held at a public park. Do you need to register? You do not. You can actually just come and, share fellowship and visit and see, what this big thing is about. Yes, children can come. There will be lots and lots of children that are there. You can come and go as you please. And you don't have to walk. It is just kind of your day to do what you choose. We just are keeping in mind what this is for and what we are trying to raise money for, because it takes a lot of money to be able to support these families and what they get. On Sunday, Sarah and Shelly and I will be at Sweet Grace taking a tour of the building and seeing baskets. The baskets that the families get when they have experienced that loss, that has so many tools and memory items and books and information for them. And so we're going to pack some of those baskets. There's probably going to be some opportunity for donation as well for basket items. So as I get that information, I'll make sure that you guys know, so that you can actually go to an Amazon wish list and purchase items that will go to Sweet Grace that they can use in packing these baskets. So this is such an important ministry. It does support many, many hospitals in my area. So I'm in Pennsylvania. I, at this time, can't quite remember how many hospitals that that Sweet Grace does support. I want to say it might be 18 or 19 different hospitals. They have professional photographers on call who will go in with these families to record these last moments, or be there for these families so that they can have some closure. They have these baskets, they have training, they have support groups, they have so much. And these baskets go all over the country. So it is countrywide. If you have somebody in California and they have experienced loss, you can contact Sweet Grace and they can send a basket to that family. So it is really an amazing, amazing ministry. The sewers who make the burial outfits from old wedding gowns it's it's just an amazing, amazing thing. It's heartbreaking that this is something that we need to have. And their list of families just keeps growing and growing and growing. But I will do everything that I can to help support them so that they can continue on with what they do to help these families who are struggling with such a horrible, horrible loss. So sweetgraceministries.com, you can check them out. I will have my link for my team if you would like to join my team or donate to my team. And then I think there's a link about the walk as well. So if you want to see more details and timeline and agenda and that type of thing. So I got to run because I got to get a plane to Vegas. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will answer them whenever I land, I think, because I'm literally walking out the door right now. But I hope that you will continue to support Sweet Grace. It is definitely a ministry that is near and dear to my heart. So any questions, let me know. And you guys have a wonderful week. I don't know if I will be back on Monday because my plane lands on Sunday night and I have classes on Monday. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing Movie Monday, but I will be back next Wednesday. Okay, so hopefully I will see you guys then.